This video is about the cold and the mold. So during winter we had a problem with mold. We decided to save some gas by not using the heater overnight, and we thought it would be good enough to just, have lots of blankets, close ourselves in here with the curtains, and just keep it warm in here while the rest of the motorhome was super cold, and just live like that. But this resulted in a problem. We were getting moisture every morning. There was tons of moisture around here and lots of moisture under the mattress. And soon after a few weeks or so, we started to get mold. Once we lifted the mattress up, and we had a bunch of wooden boards here, and they were just covered in mold. And the mattress, the bottom of the mattress was totally moist. There was even a little bit of mold on this main wood. It was a disaster. So we took those wooden boards out, and we tried to deal with the problem in all sorts of ways. It didn't work. Like, we put these little moisture absorbers. They didn't work at all. Then we thought about buying a dehumidifier, which we didn't buy in the end, but reading reviews, it seems like it's might not work, especially the small ones.
So I looked a lot at dehumidifiers because the main problem here is humidity, of course, and you want to take that humidity out, and everyone recommends dehumidifiers, and I looked a lot at the dehumidifiers, and the cheap ones that are under 100 euros, basically they are completely inefficient. They have a different kind of technology than the proper ones. And the proper ones are so huge, so they are immense. If you were to put a dehumidifier here, you will be from here to the ceiling, and you will be quite bulky, barely fitting inside of the bed. And you will consume a lot of power. You will be not only expensive in terms of money, but expensive in terms of resources. You will consume probably 200-300 watts an hour. And when do you have these problems? In the winter, when you don't have a lot of power. So it will not make sense. Yeah, solar. You will not get a lot of solar, so your batteries cannot keep up with that. So dehumidifiers, in theory, a good solution. In practice, for a motorhome, not a good solution.
Although we didn't try it ourselves.
Yes, but it doesn't matter, because to consume 200-300 watts an hour, you have to leave it for several hours. You will deplete our batteries in several hours. So
yeah, so even if it works, it would be
it will be unsustainable.
Yeah. So the next thing we did, we put this little fan, so we let the air go out. We put airflow out, and we kept the heater on overnight. So outside it can be close to zero. Inside we keep it on minimal, on low, but it's still something, so it heats up the place. And that was the solution for getting rid of the moisture here. So at first we thought, yes, we solved the problem, no more moisture up here, perfect. But then a couple of weeks later, we looked under the mattress, and again it was wet. There was mold now here, and we realized we didn't solve the problem of the mold under the mattress. So then what we did was we cleaned everything, we bleached everything, we got rid of all the mold, and the major solution was this. We have this fan system that is also our heater. So we put this under the mattress like this, okay? We keep the heater on minimal, and we keep it on this fan so that it blows warm air under the mattress.
So basically that's how it was when you bought the motorhome, is connected to here and to this. From here it goes into this heater, our main heater, and we have to put it here on the ventilator, and you can change the speeds or whatever, and we'll usually leave it like very minimal, even when it's super cold at night. Because last night, how was it last night?
Last night it was like -1 or something, around 0. So it was really cold, and yeah, even with the heater on low, it was around 13 degrees inside here in the main cabin. But there was no moisture under the mattress. So the main thing is to ventilate and put some warmth where you sleep. Put some warm air. So ventilate with warm air if possible.
And yeah, I will say that open the windows whenever you can to let that moisture out. And at night when you cannot open the windows, for example, because it's too cold, when you go to sleep, just make sure that you ventilate so you don't get all of the humidity in there and create a lot of moisture, because the walls will be cold and the water in the air will touch the cold surface and will transform into water basically. At one point it was so much water that it was dripping on my head from the ceiling. But if you keep it warm in the motorhome a bit, the walls will not be as cold and the air will be a bit drier, and then you ventilate so it's not just in that area. So that is really like a miracle. It's a very cheap solution, but it's almost like a miracle to like wake up and not have moisture under the mattress, honestly.
Yeah, especially when it's so cold outside.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of problems before.
And if you don't have that kind of system that we have with the fan and so forth, just use any other fan. Make sure you keep it warm in the motorhome, as warm as possible, and put whatever fan, you can buy a cheap fan that will push air under the mattress and make sure the mattress is lifted a little bit, doesn't stay on a flat surface, and let the air flow under the mattress and keep it warm in the motorhome and ventilated. I'm telling you, this is the solution.
That is the solution to mold.
Fuck you, mold.
Fuck you, mold.
No more mold now for us. And it's very cold outside. It's very cold outside.
It's cold.
Yeah, that's why I wear these fluffies. Should make a video about these fluffies. This is like a very fluffy, kind of soft, cheap clothing
From the Chinese
Chinese store that will keep you very warm. Actually, it's very, very good. Okay, so that's how you get rid of mold in the cold.